It's the WRC class of 2020. Drivers whose chosen profession demands the ability to perform on an ever-changing tapestry of terrain. No two events in World Rally are the same. Snow, ice, gravel, tarmac, hot, cold, sunshine, rain, fog. You name it, their job is to tame it. We've invited the WRC's finest to share their favourites, namely which rally they like most, which stage, and which car they'd most like to get their hands on. Ott Tänak, world champion, Estonia's finest, a short hop over the Baltic Sea from Finland. So perhaps no surprise to learn the champ is a big fan of those famous forests.
My favorite rally is actually a quite easy one. It's obviously Finland. It's fast, it's technical, it's basically an event where you get a lot of adrenaline. It's not hard for the car, but it's hard for the drivers. You need to be so precise there, and you need to push to the very limits. It's high speeds. It's the one which is tricky, but the one which I enjoy.
Tänak won emphatically in Finland in each of the past 2 years. Victory last season very much the springboard for his push towards that first Drivers' World title. Tänak posting quickest times through Saturday's longest stage, which happens to be the Estonians' favourite strip of road in the championship.
I would say actually Päijälä. It's maybe a bit of characteristic of Unipohja, but I would say in places it's even more tricky than Unipohja. So the adrenaline you get from there, the precision, the high speed, the big road to set the car, a lot of crests and jumps, all of them different. It's the one which really needs a lot of focus.
Finland's Päijälä stage topping the list for the world champion, which takes us to his all-time favourite car. And for that, once again, we turn the clock back almost 2 decades.
Actually, for me, a special car is O3 Focus. It was basically time when more or less everything was open. It was really a kind of active car. I managed to do one local event in Estonia like long time ago, and it's really driving like a PlayStation, I would say. It's so simple, it's doing whatever you want, and I know the car was very complicated, but basically, yeah, it almost didn't need a driver, but let's say it was nice to be a driver in this car.
Tänak, a big fan of the O3 Focus, but it's more than just his admiration for the car. It was driven by fellow Estonian Marko Martin. 2 victories in 2003, first Greece, then again in Finland, and another in Mexico the following year, all making a big impression on the teenage Tänak.
Yeah, definitely. It's the one which, let's say, he had a big part to develop this, and I was really lucky to try it once in Estonia, and there are still few in the garage in Estonia, so yeah, it's still in my list to try it one day when maybe Marko is away and I have the keys for the garage, so I will go and try it.
Watch WRC Plus on all devices, WRC Plus, all live.